Hey everybody, Steven Ritz here with the Abode Home Team at Keller Williams Winter Park. And today I thought I would cover a different type of home style that people ask us about all the time. It's in demand as well too. And that home style is called a townhouse or townhome. Now, you can call it either or both. So if I'm going to go back and forth, just forgive me. But a townhouse is one that appeals to first-time home buyers because sometimes you can find a smaller townhome that's less expensive than a single-family home. And then sometimes a townhouse appeals to those who just want low maintenance or want to downsize from their home. And that means that the HOA takes care of the roof, the exterior of the property, the landscaping, and things of that nature. But by no means do I mean downsizing to a townhouse is a downsize. You'll see some townhouses are quite large and luxurious and have a lot of amenities. We'll cover those a little bit later too. People often ask, where does the term townhouse come from? You're asking, right? I heard you. The word townhouse in the term actually comes from an Old English phrase or term for a dwelling in a city, in a town. And normally that's because the homeowner, the primary family, lived in the country for their main house, and they're usually their aristocracy or the royalty, and they would come to the city and have a townhouse that was attached to other homes like a row home, and the term townhouse stuck. So here, townhouses are not just for the wealthy, obviously, but you can see townhouses come in all different shapes and sizes. This is a 3-story townhouse, for instance, in Baldwin Park. And then people also ask, what's the difference between a townhouse and a condo? So a condo is a type of ownership. Think of it that way. It's a deeded ownership condo style, which means the owner owns the air rights and the living space inside of a fractional owned dwelling. What that also means is that someone who owns a townhouse owns the land that the building's actually on and the structure itself. So that's the difference between a townhouse and a condo. A townhouse is a type of dwelling. A condo is a type of ownership. You can have a condo that's a townhouse. You can have a townhouse that's a condo. It can get confusing, but you can always ask me later about it. For instance, here's a big building in Winter Park. This is a luxury condo that we sold earlier this year on Morris Boulevard. And the owners of the units in this condo own just the air rights and the living space. They don't actually own the building itself or the land that it's sitting on. But condos and townhouses have different types of amenities. That's why it appeals to a lot of people too, because the HOA takes care of those amenities. This condo building in Winter Park basically had the proximity to Park Avenue and a little grilling area and some common space. But other places that are townhouses or condos have community pools, playgrounds, a lot of different amenities as well too that appeal to a lot of people. So there's also different sizes and shapes, as I mentioned. Here's a townhouse that's 3 stories tall. This is one of our listings as well in downtown Orlando. It was very large, over 3,500 square feet, and on the 3rd floor had a beautiful sun deck. 1, 2, 3, yeah, 3rd floor, that's what it was. It had a spa, a fireplace, and amazing views. The other thing that this particular unit have, and a lot of townhouses have, is a outside living space or a patio. So you have very low maintenance, but you can still enjoy the space outside to barbecue or to grill and things of that nature. Do a little landscaping, enjoy a glass of wine. This one here that I wanted to show you actually is a townhouse in downtown Orlando, North Colonial Town area, that had a large vegetable garden in the backyard. So they were able to plant in a fenced-in area this large vegetable garden. And this particular townhouse actually happened to be a condo. So there we go. You have a townhouse that's a condo and a condo that's a townhouse. Some condos, like this next image here, has a detached 2-car garage, and on top of that garage is actually another living space, like a guest house. So that's the same one that has the rooftop deck, as you can see in this picture too. So there's a lot of different amenities that it can have. Another thing that townhouse dwellers and owners like are end unit townhouses. As you can see, with an end unit, you have more windows as opposed to it being darker. When you have more windows, like in this picture here, it's light and bright and feels more like a single family home. So end unit townhomes have a draw about them too that a lot of others don't. Now, I mentioned 3-story townhouses. You can obviously have a 2-story townhouse. Here's one, for instance, in Baldwin Park that also had a detached garage and a backyard. And then we recently sold this one here in Waterbridge neighborhood that's a 1-story townhouse villa that's attached to another one, almost like a duplex, but it was actually described as a townhouse, but it lived like its own little home too. Had a 2-car garage and a back patio. Then there's also this one here on Interlochen Avenue in Winter Park that has it's a large building of luxury townhouses, 3+ stories tall. They each had their own entrance. That's why it's called a townhouse, even though it looks like one big building. And they also had underground parking. And the nice thing about this was this underground parking, when you pull in, you actually had your own garage door that you then pulled into again for direct access into your unit for privacy. Very posh, very nice. But as I mentioned, they come in all different sizes. For instance, this next one is a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom townhouse villa with its own garage, under 1,000 square feet. That was great for the first-time home buyer that purchased this one. And then you have some that are mid-size, maybe 1,500 square feet. And then you have some that are different styles, like this one here on Charming Street that was actually a Mediterranean style. And this community looks like you're in Tuscany with all the barrel tile roofs. It's really pretty. Then you have different style of townhouse that's modern. This one here is off of Lee Road. It's on Lake Killarney. You can see the lake in the background, and it has a very modern aesthetic that appeals to a lot of different people as well too. Then you have Baldwin Park. Baldwin Park's known as America's backyard sort of style because you have a very traditional style townhouse. This is a 3-story one on Brinks Alley and actually has a walkway to get to the front doors of all the different townhouses. So it's a sense of community that townhouse can offer as well too, which is really nice. So I mentioned townhouses can have a roof deck, they can have a back patio, they can have a garage, 2-car, 1-car. They can also, in some rare cases, have their own pool. So here's a couple examples of townhouses that have their own pools in the backyard, screened in, private, and the HOA maintains it as well too. So you have some townhouses that are less than 1,000 square feet, some that are 1,500, some that are 3,000 square feet, and then you have the ultra luxe townhouses too. So we have a wide range of them. For instance, this ultra luxe townhouse on Park Avenue just recently sold for $3.5 million. It had its own private elevator, it has a roof deck, a 2-car garage out back, and the price was set because of its proximity to the shops and restaurants in Winter Park and located on Park Avenue. And that whole complex, that's only a couple years old, is completely sold out. And they were all $3 million to $3.5 million. So that's a lot of money for a townhouse. But, you know, it appeals to a lot of different people. Matter of fact, I think one day when I'm tired of this house and I want to travel, I'm going to maybe get a townhouse myself. And that way I don't have to worry about the upkeep of the yard or the roof. And I can just click it and go and go traveling. But that's one day in the future. But if you want to buy a townhouse or list a townhouse for sale today or in the near future, please don't hesitate to reach out to myself or Linda. You can reach us at abodehometeam.com. That's our website. Or, of course, Steven at abodehometeam.com. And my number, 321-277-8271. Also wanted to mention, we have a new listing this week. You'll see some information about it below in the newsletter. It's in Lake of the Woods, a beautiful 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 1-story townhouse villa with its own garage and courtyard and an end unit too, priced at $299. So look for the information of that below. Y'all have a great day. If I have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.